101. I've been tagged by the brilliant Amanda from Pandwen to do the 7 deadly sins tag. I will put the original link to this tag down below and also the questions to this tag. This tag consists of the 7 deadly sins. For each of the 7 deadly sins, there's a question related to that sin. This should be fun. The first sin is greed. What's your most expensive book and what's your least expensive book? My most expensive book would be The Host by Stephanie Meyer. Yes, I know, say what? But get this, I bought this book when it first came out and it cost me, yes, I still have the price tag on, $36.99. $36.99. What a ripper. 37 bucks for this book. I could pick this book up now for like $15 ever since the movie. My most least expensive book would be The Trouble with Sky by Marsha Hubler. I got this book a long time ago when I was like a big fan of horses and everything. And it cost me $2 at this big book sale. So yeah, that would be my most least expensive book. Second sin is sloth. Which author do you have a love-hate relationship with? I don't really have a love-hate relationship with any author, but I'm starting to get a bit annoyed at Erin Hunter, which wrote the Warriors series. The Warrior series has turned into the Warrior universe. It originally started with 6 books, and then they created the New Prophecy, which was like the next bunch, Power of 3, which were the next 6 books, and then they did The Omen of the Stars, which was the next 6 books following the next generation. Now she started doing Dawn of Clans, which is like going way back before the beginnings of like the first 6 books. I don't hate it, but it just seems to go on and on and on. And I just keep thinking, how much more can you write about cats in the forest? Especially now, because also there's the guides you can collect and also the extra books following characters. I started collecting this series when I was 12 and it just keeps going on and on. It's just never ending. And it also has the Magnificentbooks out. It gets to the point sometimes where it's almost as if the plot line is just recycled and recycled just a bit. The third sin is gluttony. What book have you deliciously devoured over and over with no shame whatsoever? A book I can definitely read over and over and over again is, like I said in my Life in Books tag, Passion by Lauren Kate. I can just read that over and over and over again. And just saying that, like the whole Fallen series in general, I can read over and over again. I have read it 6 times now and I'm about to read it for the 7th time. I never get sick of it. Saying that, I do also love the Vampire Academy. I have read that series now 2 times. I'm about to read it again before the movie comes out, and I'm also going to reread the Bloodlines when Fiery Heart comes out later this year. And the Hunger Games, I have read that a couple of times and those books are brilliant. A book I can also read deliciously over and over again is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I could just read again and again and I just wouldn't get sick of it, because the whole story would restart and the Augustus would be there. I also agree with Amanda, who tagged me, that The Host will definitely be one of those books that I could read again. The fourth sin is sloth. Which book have you put off reading due to laziness? I have a TBR pile a mile long. I don't get to read a lot now during the week because of school. When it comes to the weekends, I'm just like, stuff work, I'm reading. A book that I've been constantly putting back and back and back is The Lovely Bones. I bought this book about 2 years ago and it's just been sitting there. I've never read it. I don't know why, but I had this whole obsession when the movie came out. I'm like, I must buy the book. I'm definitely gonna read this thing. It's just been sitting there. Yeah, so that'd be The Lovely Bones. Fifth sin is pride. What book do you talk about the most in order to sound like a very intellectual reader? This is actually very hard because I don't read a lot of classic books. Usually people that read, classic books and then talk about them, sound really intellectual and smart and everything. I'm a young adult fantasy/romance geek. So I would say for me, to make me sound like I know it all in the fantasy, paranormal world, would be the Gone series by Michael Grant. Every time I read that series and then I tell people about it and people ask about it and I start telling them, they go, "You okay?" Because when you do read these books, you develop a whole phase vocab, like phase, zeeks, greenies, bertos. It has its own type of language and the events that, happen in it are a bit like, what? The sixth sin is lust. What attributes do you find most attractive in male and female characters? In a male character, I love it when they're not perfect. I find that more relatable to read about in a book. And I'm just going to put it out there and say, I admit I do like bad boy characters, but it depends how bad boy they are. They have like a cheeky attitude with a bit of that bad boyness. I love them. They also have like a kind, caring nature underneath. They get me. Favorite male characters would probably have to be Daniel from Fallen, Patch from Hush Hush, Will from Infernal Devices, he's up there now, and Dimitri from Vampire Academy. They're all kind of not 100% perfect, and they do have their cheeky side and their flaws. And I really enjoy reading about these characters. Just ask my boyfriend. Every single time I talk about one of these characters, he's like, he loves it when I talk about them. When it comes to female characters, I love them when they're strong and independent, who is ready to take on everything, like Katniss in the Hunger Games and Allison in the Immortal Rules, and also Rose from Vampire Academy. They're very strong-minded female characters. I hate whiny female characters. They irk the shit out of me. The last sin is envy. What books would you like to receive most as a gift? This question comes at perfect timing because my birthday is next week. For me, that is the Luke's series by Jennifer Armond. I've been wanting to read that series for ages and I just cannot find it anywhere, so I think I'm going to have to order it from Amazon. And the Maze Runner series, I really want to have a go at that. Altered by Jennifer Rush. I was going to buy that quite a while ago, but I haven't seen it out recently, so when I see it again, I'm just going to grab it and just go, yup. Ash When We Wake, When the Sky Falls, just a lot. Yet again, I'd like to thank Amanda from Pandwen for tagging me. It was such a fun tag, and her channel link's down below. She is absolutely amazing. Awesome videos. Go check her out. I would like to tag 3 people in this book tag. First person I tag is Sharon from Magnificentbooks. I tag you back. I'll put her link down below. She has a brilliant channel. Second person I tag is Samantha from SamReads. I've seen on your channel that you do a couple of tags, so I would like to see you do this one. The third person I tag is Kristin from DontCallMeKris. Hope you give this a go because like Samantha, I've seen that you do some tags, so I'm really interested to see you do this one. Hope you guys give it a go, and anyone else who wants to do this tag, feel free to do it. It is really fun. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Miranda. See ya!